All right, so it's happening. I told you things were going to work out. A federal judge has just ruled that President Donald J. Trump may indeed use the Alien Enemies Act to deport members of the Venezuela-linked gang Tren de Aragua. U.S. District Judge Stephanie L. Haynes, a Trump appointee, issued a 43-page ruling that has lifted prior lower court injunctions that prevented Trump from invoking the Alien Enemies Act, thus allowing the deportations to continue unabated. Now, as I'm sure you all know, the Trump administration back in February declared that all Venezuelan citizens age 14 and older who are in the United States illegally and who are affiliated with TDA, not to be confused with TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. That would be cool. That would be neat as well. Just think how cool it would be to deport everyone with TDS. That would be the most awesome executive order ever signed. Everyone with TDS, gone. You're fired. But I digress. All Venezuelan citizens over the age of 14 who are here illegally and associated with the Tren de Aragua gang have been designated as foreign terrorists and are therefore subject to removal under the Alien Enemies Act, a statute dating back to 1798. And the bottom line of that act is that it allows the president to detain and or deport foreign nationals from hostile nations during times of war or an invasion. Trump has officially declared Venezuela a hostile nation. Their gangs have invaded our nation, and now he's using precisely the law that was put together to deal with precisely that situation to rectify it. Again, I mean, the fact that we're even arguing this is testimony to how insane our times are. I mean, you would think this would be easy. You would think that every single citizen of the nation, regardless of partisan identification or leaning, would be all for this. Who the hell wants to live next door to members of a violent Venezuelan street gang in freaking Cleveland? Forget Caracas. No one wants to live next to them in Caracas. So why the hell are residents in Cleveland being forced to live next to them? I mean, how on earth is that even possible? How on earth does a resident of an American city end up living next to violent street gang members from Caracas? What possible world could we even imagine where that's possible? Well, the answer, that's why you come to this channel, to find out answers, right? Well, the answer here is it's actually rather simple, ironically. Twisted, but simple. The world of the woke left that was forced down our throats over the last 4 long, bleak years of the Biden administration have replaced morality with Marxism. And in that world, that's precisely the situations you get. You have to live next door to illegal migrant violent gang members. We talked about this before, but I think it bears repeating. We were just talking about it with the Afrikaner refugees that were just admitted in by the the Trump administration, and the left freaking out over this. You have to remember, the left inhabits a world, or better, the world, the cosmovision of the left, is a world where morality has been replaced by Marxism. You might want to write that down. Morality has been replaced by Marxism. So what's so key to get here, is that with cultural Marxists, they replace good and evil, right and wrong, with 2 substitute categories: oppressor and oppressed. There's no good and evil that extends beyond those 2 cultural Marxist categories: oppressor and oppressed, an oppressor group, an oppressed group, a victim group, and a victimizer group. And the key for the cultural Marxists is that we always know who belongs to which group based on their race. That's key. Based on the color of their skin, or more broadly, based on their gender, their sexual orientation, their gender identification. So cultural Marxism replaces good and evil with oppressor and oppressed, and it differentiates who belongs to which group by virtue of their race, the color of their skin, their ethnicity, and the like. So this is why the Afrikaners, the refugees from South Africa that were just admitted by the Trump administration the other day, this is why the left unanimously opposes them. By definition of their race, they cannot possibly be political refugees because political refugees are victims. They're oppressed. And victims of oppression are by definition non-white, by definition. This is why we had open borders for 4 years. Again, many people are asking, why on earth did Biden have our borders open for 4 years? What the heck was he trying? Was he just trying to import new voters? Was he trying to, was it the great replacement? What the hell was it? But actually, if you realize that in the world that surrounded Biden, I don't think Biden knew what world he was in, but the world that surrounded Biden had, if you recognize that they've replaced morality with Marxism, it's actually not hard. We had open borders precisely because secure borders were a sign of oppression, whereas open borders were considered acts of mercy and compassion. Now, of course, you can only come up with that. You can only come up with that kind of lunacy if you first replace morality with Marxism, if you first replace good and evil with oppressed and oppressor. Again, we can't exaggerate this enough. Look, remember, we actually saw this in real time. Let's take a stroll back in memory lane here. Remember Biden's first press conference. This is back in 2021 when PBS's radically far leftist correspondent, Amiche Alcindor, got up and she said this.
You've said over and over again that immigrants shouldn't come to this country right now. This isn't the time to come. That message is not being received. Instead, the perception of you that got you elected as a moral, decent man is the reason why a lot of immigrants are coming to this country and entrusting you with unaccompanied minors. How do you resolve that tension? And how are you choosing which families can stay and which can go, given the fact that even though with Title 42, there are some families that are staying? And is there a timeline for when we won't be seeing these overcrowded facilities run by CPB when it comes to unaccompanied minors?
Now, you heard her through her pathetic face diaper. The reason why people were pouring over the southern border illegally is because you, Mr. Biden, are perceived as a moral and decent man. Open borders are symbols of morality and decency, mercy and compassion. But again, the key here is that mercy and compassion extends only to the oppressed. And you know the oppressed how? By the color of their skin. So in this warped, woke world, it is actually good and right to be living next door to an illegal alien gang member, all the while at the same time it is bad and evil to embrace South African political refugees. And the key to that differentiation is that one group is the right color and the other group is the wrong color. One group is the right ethnicity, the other group is the wrong ethnicity. It's so easy a kindergartner can understand it, hence why they're teaching CRT in kindergarten classrooms. Critical race theory. The irony here is that under woke norms, we are in fact being ruled by, as the very definition of an ethno-state. The real ethno-nationalists are not the white nationalists on the right. No, the real ethno-nationalists are all on the political left. And the irony is that they are as racially radical as anything you would hear coming out of the mouth of the South African racialist Julius Malema, who has a penchant for singing about shooting the white farmer at his political rallies.
Shoot to kill, Yamaza. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa.
Yeah, I mean, the dirty little secret here is there's not a dime's worth of difference between him and the modern American left. Not a dime's worth of difference. It's the same Marxism. There's no difference. They are both rabid, radical ideologues who've replaced morality with Marxism. But the wonderful news is that we are finally fighting back. And we're not just fighting back. We are winning. Wait until you see the latest. Yes, it does involve handcuffs. But first, do you ever wonder why your brain feels foggy even when you're eating clean and exercising? It might not be burnout. It could be parasites. Groundbreaking research from Dr. Alan McDonald revealed a direct link between chronic parasitic infections and neurological diseases like multiple sclerosis. Parasites can cause inflammation, nerve damage, and long-term cognitive decline. More reason to do a full-body cleanse at least once a year. The Wellness Company has a solution for you. Ivermectin plus mebendazole, the gold standard parasite solution, now combined in one cleanse combo designed to eliminate harmful invaders and support your immune system naturally. Medical grade, not some trendy herbal gimmicks. Just fill out a quick intake form and get a 3-month supply shipped straight to your door. Maha's officially here, and the Wellness Company is making hard-to-get medications digitally accessible so you can live your best life. Head on over to twc.health/Turley and use code Turley to save $90 off plus free shipping. Click on that link below and cleanse your body today. Just when you thought things couldn't get any better, a federal grand jury just indicted that wacko far-left Wisconsin judge who tried to shield an illegal migrant from federal authorities. I'm sure you remember Judge Hannah Dugan. She's being accused of directing federal agents away from the hallway outside of her courtroom. All the while, she intentionally hustled illegal alien defender Eduardo Flores Ruiz, whose case she was supposed to be hearing, out another door, purportedly shielding him from federal law enforcement, which, of course, is a felony. Well, she has just learned the hard way the universal law of the golden age. F around and find out. She has now been officially indicted. And, of course, this Judge Dugan is not alone. The mayor of Newark, New Jersey, who a longtime resident of the place once described it as the armpit of the nation. He got arrested after he and other Democrat activists breached an ICE facility in Jersey. And the bizarre irony of this whole scene was that ICE officials routinely grant tours of the facilities, particularly for politicians. But of course, that's not what this failed politician wanted. He wanted to stage political theater for the cameras. Unfortunately for him, everyone watching was happy to see that he got arrested and thought it was exactly what he deserved. And of course, just weeks before that, actually the same day as Judge Dugan, the Wisconsin judge, the same day she was originally arrested, a former New Mexico Democrat, Judge Joel Cano, who had to resign in disgrace after it was discovered that he was harboring an illegal migrant gang member at his house. Both he and his wife, Nancy Cano, they were arrested by Homeland Security shortly after federal investigators arrested a suspected member of the Tren de Aragua gang at the judge's home. This fellow ended up entering the country illegally, but he was released on immigration parole by the Biden administration back in 2022. Bottom line, when Marxism replaces morality, we get judges and politicians who believe that it is legal to break the law, all the while illegal to enforce it. Again, the moral order that undergirds our legal system, if it's replaced with a radical cultural Marxism that substitutes the categories of good and evil with oppressed and oppressor, then even the law itself can be seen as a symbol of injustice. That's why it is legal to break the law and illegal to enforce it. These people are so radical that they see the very codification of justice, the law, as now a symbol of injustice, which means in the end, if you think it all the way through, they are so narcissistic that they have arrogated to themselves the godlike authority of determining what is just and unjust in our society. Damn be the law. We are now the law. Justice and injustice are authoritatively defined by these woke lunatics, and then they turn around and call us the authoritarians. The good news is that it's not working. Despite all of their pathetic political antics and performance theater that only ends up defending the indefensible, no one's buying it. And I can tell you, I, for one, I'm sitting back and I'm sure enjoying the show, especially when it involves handcuffs. Hey there, Turley Talker. You know what? I'd love to hear from you. That's why I'm launching the Dr. Steve Hotline, where you can call in, leave a question, and maybe even hear your own voice featured on an upcoming episode of the show. Whether it's about the latest political shakeup or cultural trends or how we keep pushing forward in this new conservative age, I want to know what's on your mind. Call me at 717-844-5984. Just leave your question. I'll be checking in every single week to answer as many as I can. Again, that's 717-844-5984. Your chance to be a part of the conversation. One more time, 717-844-5984. Give me a call and let's talk.